Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to be here today at Smith Jewelers in downtown Dublin. I have with me Natalie Curry, and I know no matter what time of the year, you're running everywhere. But first of all, thank you for taking a minute to sit down and talk
Well,
with me.
thanks for having me. I'm excited about this. This will be fun.
There's a lot of history here. If these walls could talk, it's just incredible. But I got to ask you, Smith's is 113 years. So how does it feel? And I've searched far and wide, and I've not told Natalie any of the questions we're going to talk about, so I want it to be impromptu. But I've searched far and wide. I cannot find any couple like you and Will that own 200-year-old companies. Now that's incredible.
Yes.
Y'all don't look that old. You
I
look
know.
good.
We have great plastic surgeons. I'm just teasing.
Genetics.
Yeah,
isn't it?
genetics, right?
But isn't that incredible? Do you ever really think of that? Does that cross your mind? I hope it does.
It's a privilege. I mean, it is a privilege. We are both running 90 miles a minute. My godfather always said, look calm, but paddle like a duck. And I feel like we both are just paddling as fast as we can every day. But it's an honor to be here and doing what we do and, carrying on two really important legacies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, I never thought I got any older till we had kids. And I know yours are 5 and 2 now, but you see your life, you're getting older through those kids. I can't believe you got a 5-year-old. I mean, it's like, yesterday, Will's telling me, y'all were having a child.
Right, exactly.
So, and you probably see some of those same things. And of course, you get my age, it's flying by like a roller coaster.
Right.
So enjoy the moment.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the history of Smith's.
Okay.
Tell our viewers a little bit. We have a lot of new people have moved in to Dublin. They're not familiar with things around Dublin, and we're in beautiful downtown Dublin. Talk about the history in those 100+ years.
So we started in 1911 in September. It was William Smith opened a jewelry store within Freeman and Walker, and from what I can tell from my research is it was across the street from where we are now, kind of in the Company Supply Acres and Oaks area in that block of West Jackson. And so we started there. We moved all around, and then we became this space at 130 West Jackson became our home in the 30s. So we have been in this space since the 1930s. We've revamped and changed things a little bit, but we have stayed true to our roots, and we do fine jewelry. We offer fine jewelry, tabletop, which is the bridal registry, which is a lot of our history as well. So we have fine jewelry, tabletop, and giftware. So we aim to be that spot where you can come for your engagement ring or maybe a baby shower gift later down the road as your journey kind of progresses.
And I'll tell you, and you're looking now, when you walk through the door and look at the vast inventory, you got a lot of merchandise. So you have no trouble picking something out. I mean, there's, like you said, from A to Z. I love at the front door. I'm looking at it's a boy, it's a girl, or any other occasion that you have. So, and the bridal registry, you're looking right now at the long list all the way up until 2025.
Yes.
So you're really, you need to plan those things, don't you?
Yes. So the bridal registry has been a big part of our business for many, many years. I was a Smith's bride here long before I bought the store, and so had the privilege of registering with the owner that I bought the store from, Miss Jackie Ellington.
And while we're talking, you're looking at some of the couples that some have gotten married, some are waiting to get married, and I'm sure you recognize some of the faces there. Beautiful weddings. I know Bill and Crystal Bailey's daughter Olivia was married recently, and she turned to Smith's to make her wedding complete. Give us some tips on people watching that are planning on getting married and thinking about getting married. Give us some tips on what you should do, kind of a checklist.
Well, so I love the tabletop aspect. I love that because I think you can think about, Will and I are celebrating 10 years this year. So we picked our china at Smith's. We actually found our Christmas china here. We were registered in my hometown and then in Atlanta where we met, but we found some special pieces here with Miss Jackie and Teresa. I think, when you're looking at it, think long term. I think that to me is the most important thing because right now some people are in that season where they are fresh out of college and they may not want to do fine china or they may not think about crystal stemware, but I think it's important to think 10 years from now, when you have a 2 and 5 year old, you're not going to want to invest in that crystal, but you might need to host a dinner party for, say, your husband's business and they're bringing people in. So it's important to me, my number one tip would be think long term. And then second, and maybe equally as important, is pick what you love. Pick what you love, because the people in this community want to give you what you love and what they know you'll use for years to come. And we have from everyday dinnerware to fine china for those special occasions, and even melamine, which is, kind of having a resurgence. The melamine is great for outdoor entertaining. So if you're really not thinking fine china suits your lifestyle, we've got that melamine and acrylic, which is great for young couples today.
Well, the hardest part is picking out something you love, because I love everything in here. So, and you must have loved it so much you bought the store. So
That's true. That's true.
that's how much you fell in love with it. Just a little bit. Talk about the person that Jackie Ellington is, and what you took over, what she had in place for you.
So she owned Smith's for 30 years prior to my purchasing it. And when I met with her, I had a totally different career. I was in public relations for corporate America, totally different career. And when I resigned, it all fell in line in like an answered prayer, truly like just God wink, everything lined up. But I was going to resign because I knew it was not sustainable to commute back and forth to Atlanta, living in Dublin. And that same day, Miss Jackie announced she was closing Smith's. And so I grew up in a small town. I grew up in LaGrange, Georgia. And downtown is is vibrant there, and it's important. And so it was important for me to, it can't close. We've been here since 1911. So I knew Miss Jackie from registering and purchased the store from her, and was blessed that she allowed me to purchase it, because she was very particular about, what she wanted. And I'm thankful that I was the one that she picked to do that. And so there's several things that we carry on. The fine jewelry is so important, and the people we buy from, so important, and we make sure that they're great companies, they're reputable companies, because we want, when you leave here, if it's a diamond or it's a boy gift for a baby shower, we want it to be a great gift that's enthusiastically received, but it's also a gift that's timeless and that they'll have it forever. Some of the traditions that I think some people have heard about is like we wrap our gifts with only 2 pieces of tape. No matter the size, it's wrapped with 2 pieces of tape. And I think that started before Miss Jackie's, what I'm told, because like Teresa, who worked here in high school, and it was 2 pieces of tape. So there are some things that Miss Jackie set in place like that, or maybe even prior to her, that we carry on. We still, in these 10 years of owning it since Miss Jackie left, we have some of our like Jackie and I have some of the same things that we like in terms of fine jewelry. Like some things that I'm like, I cannot purchase that. They would say, Miss Jackie wouldn't purchase that either. So it's interesting to see how that works out. But she's a great woman, and she really grew the business, and I'm thankful to take it on from her and hopefully make her proud.
Yeah, it sounds like y'all are in sync with those kind of things. But, we have a beautiful downtown. You mentioned downtown, and I grew up in Dublin, and downtown was it. Belk and Penny's and Woolworth and all those things were downtown. And then the next generation missed that downtown. Right. And it is so, I'll use the word so cool, that we have revitalized downtown, public money, private money, and put all that together. And you see around, and one thing I want you to know, if you're living in these outlying areas that are watching it, we got plenty of parking. And you probably know, the last time I was with Mr. Thomas Curry was right back here. He had paved this lot behind you. It was so important. He knew he was in his last days. Right. But that's the visionaries that the Currys have always been. Even though he knew he wouldn't be here, he knew downtown needed more parking. And if he could only see it now, getting this parking behind Company Supply and all over here, Jackson Street Plaza. Not only a beautiful downtown, we've got plenty of parking, and we brought all kinds of businesses here. But with that said, do you see a lot of people, and I'm a tag reader, I like to read tags, and I see all kind of counties. Do you see people not only from Dublin, but many, many counties throughout?
Yes, for sure. And when I purchased Smith's, it was important to me to be in downtown. I grew up with a strong downtown. That was very important. And But we do, and when I purchased it, Saturdays, people were with their families, our customers were with their families, and since, in those almost 10 years, I've seen, Saturdays are booming now downtown, and it's people that are coming in, they're going to the beach, or they're going to Savannah, and they're stopping, but they're coming into town, which I love to hear. They're coming into town, they're eating at the restaurants, they're going to Scoops, they're shopping local here, and then they're coming back, or they're ordering online when they get home, which I just love to see. We're also seeing a ton of people from Southern Pines in the ball tournaments, which is great to see downtown. So yes, all different states, countries. We've had people in from different countries, but now Saturdays they're a busy day for us, which we love.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned Southern Pines. A lot of people don't realize the economic engine that Southern Pines is. Hundreds of millions of dollars comes into this economy. And one thing, and we're going to talk about it after the break. Let's take a quick break. I could keep right on talking through it, but we can't do that. So stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
You ready to meet the latest addition to the family? The money you saved us with auto owners helped make it all possible. It really is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Excuse me?
Third best thing. Third best thing.
Auto Owners offers discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance because they think the more you protect, the more you should save. That's simple human sense.
Ask Curry Maffett Insurance in Dublin and Augusta if auto owners make sense for you.
Well, trucking is a 7 days a week, 24 hours a day operation. So there's a tremendous need for the logistics field, for drivers and mechanics to work on. Fred had a desire to be a mechanic. We encouraged him to seek some additional training that offered through OFTC, which he did. What he learned at OFTC has just taken his job and his performance to another level.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm continuing my conversation with Natalie Curry here at Smith Jewelers. And if you just join us, we will air this again, or go to our YouTube channel. Just type in TV35 in the search bar. And Natalie, I say this often, but I found out people my age, we watch TV.
Yeah.
People your age watch iPad, iPod, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we thank, however you're watching us today, we appreciate it. But people watch from a variety of platforms. We were about to get into it. Shopping local, people don't realize how important that is. And just so you know, our money turns 7 times every time we spend $1, $10,000, $100,000. That turns in our economy. And what I want you to realize, and I want you to comment on this, but people, my daughter's a cheerleader, my son's in the band or whatever, and they want to sell ads in the program. Well, the local businesses can't do that if we don't shop with them. I mean, it takes money all the way around.
That's true.
But shopping local is so important, isn't it?
It is. It's very important. It's so important to keep, I think as a retailer, I pride myself on finding things that we are bringing here that you could find in Atlanta or Savannah, and I'm proud to do that. And I want our town to be proud when they come and buy a gift here that they found it right here in Dublin, and their money is staying local, and it's so important because we are able to support the local organizations here in town because you are supporting us by coming in and shopping with us.
Yeah, and community is important to you. You come from a smaller town, and downtown was important, but it's not just downtown. You support this community. Why is that important to you?
I just think as a thank you, as a thank you for shopping with us, it's important to say thank you back to the community. And one thing I'm really proud of that we've done here at Smith's is we do a quarterly charity giving, and we pick different organizations that we vote on as a team, and we whatever need we see, we're able to give back to those organizations, and we keep them local. So we do each quarter, second quarter is always Children's Miracle Network, which is a Macon hospital. However, they support our community, and that's where my daughter was born, Caroline, and her life was saved when she was born because she was there. So that is always second quarter, and Salvation Army is fourth quarter because Salvation Army has a really special place in my heart. But first and third quarter, that we vote on as a team. So if we know of a need or a family in need or an organization in need, we vote on that as a team, and then we kind of get creative on how we can support that. Whether it's a product that we carry in store, we do 100% of the profit goes to that organization for that designated time. So it's been fun to see, but I just think it's important to say thank you. And our way of saying thank you to Dublin is by giving back. And I'm really proud. We've almost given over $50,000 to local organizations. So I'm really proud of that. And that doesn't include the advertising, like you said, with the football programs, the raffles for golf tournaments that are fundraisers and stuff like that. So that's one thing I'm super proud to be able to do, and it's because people shop with us.
Absolutely, and keep on shopping.
Yeah.
So it's funny you mentioned the hospital in Macon, Beverly Knight Olson.
Yes.
I've known her for 35 years, I guess. She's never changed. And she gives millions to this hospital. That's how important it is. And for those of you who don't know Miss Olson, she was the only heir. Her dad owned Knight Ridder, which a major conglomerate of TV, radio, newspapers, and she believes in giving back, just like you do, I do, on different levels, of course. But I saw her on TV last night on 13, and the DQ thing with the blizzard was yesterday. And she was getting her a blizzard. But she is remarkable what she's done in that community. People will never know.
Well, in that hospital, so my Caroline was born in June, and it opened in March. So we were some of the first patients to go through that NICU. And one thing that we raised so much through that, we're able to do a NICU room at that hospital to represent Dublin, which I'm really proud of, and we're going to be announcing, we're announcing now, but we'll be sharing that later this year. But we did that yesterday with the blizzards. We had Caroline, who was a NICU baby, and then Beckett, Ellington, who's one of my employees' sons. They had their blizzards yesterday, and they were announcing that we raised $5,800 in our June fundraising.
Good.
So and that will go straight to the hospital.
And what was Caroline's favorite blizzard?
Oh, she went with the pink. It's like
Of
the frosted
course.
animal cookie,
Yeah.
and Beckett went with it was pink, a lot of pink.
Yeah.
And then Beckett went with M&Ms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget about M&Ms.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I have to get the mini blizzard.
Oh, that's what we did.
It's the other ones. If you can eat them good, I can't eat that much.
I think the minis are perfect. The minis are perfect size in my opinion.
Well, pink. I happen to have pink on today. It's one of my favorite colors, but I would like to try her blizzard.
Yeah.
So,
It's the
did you
frosted
try it?
animal. It's good.
Okay.
Frosted animal cookie, and I didn't know it was going to come out pink, but it did.
A lot of pink.
Yeah, a lot of pink.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, listening to you say that, God had his hand on you before, and he tells us in Jeremiah that he has a purpose for us even before we're in our mother's womb. So even before Caroline was in your womb, he already had a purpose for her. He had a plan, and his plan included that hospital up there. Just think about it. It opens in March. You have her in June, right? He had his hand laid on you and her and your family before you ever knew it, didn't he?
Yep. And you're surprising me with this one, because that's that Jeremiah 29:11 and past 11. Most people know that, but that's one of my life verses. So and I hope I can keep going with this.
Go right ahead.
But my grandfather was killed in a car accident in Macon, and he passed away at that hospital. And I lost all faith, because he was a man that was in his church.
Yeah.
If the doors were open, we were at church. You didn't do anything but go to church on Sundays, And so I thought, if he can die, Anyway, but I knew, and I went through a very hard time, and that, my plans are not to harm you, but they're to prosper you.
That's right.
And then it goes on to say, and then you will call on me.
Yeah.
And that hospital is where my Caroline was saved. And I could walk you right to that bathroom where I was like, God, if you save this child, I will do whatever I can to share her story. And so that's just been my pledge since she passed. But it is a full circle moment of God, like you said, he has a plan for each of us. And he knew long before I knew that full circle moment of that darkest time in my life in that one hospital to the also a very dark time that week that Caroline was there, to rejoicing in the no brain abnormalities and all of the praises that we received there to, okay, yeah, we're going to call on you and we're going to celebrate you because you are mighty. And that's kind of how I view this business. Of thank you for supporting us, and we're going to say thank you by giving back to the people here and whatever they need. If we can do it, we'll do our best to make it happen.
Absolutely. And I had no idea about any of that.
No, we haven't talked about that at all.
No, but there again, God tells us in His Word, He directs our steps.
Yep.
He put you and I on a collision course this morning. And before we were ever born, He knew you and I'd be sitting here. That's the kind of God we serve. So that's my sermon for today. So,
and I'd encourage you to read that past that plans to prosper you, where I think it's 13 where it goes on that you'll call on Him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've actually got that on my monitor on my computer. I've got certain scriptures I look at every day because people don't realize. They don't realize. I don't believe in luck or coincidence. We're blessed. Even your grandfather, we don't understand those things. And on this side of heaven, we're not going to understand it. But that's where our faith is tested. And that, I know it had to be tough. It had to be. We've all had a loss. And I know I was with my dad and mom today, one of his friends of 50-something years. So I see and I know what loss does to people. And all we can do is pray for God to comfort them during that time.
Well, and I think, too, now, because I've lost my father, and that's part of our give back. He was a big Salvation Army supporter, and so we've done some fundraisers around that in memory of him. But I think God, like you said, we're going to face hardships in this side of heaven, like we are. But God doesn't say it's going to be easy. But He says He'll be with us. And for me, that's the biggest blessing, is He's with us even in the worst. The worst things never the last.
Yeah, He's not going to save us from the fire, but He'll walk with us through it.
Exactly.
We just got to hold on. So, well, we're going to take another break and come back and wrap things up.
What day is it? Miracle Treat Day! What is that? Can you tell us your name? How old are you guys? 5. So it's Miracle Treat Day. Do you know why it's Miracle Treat Day? So when you buy a Blizzard today, the money goes back to the Children's Hospital. And you guys were born at the Children's Hospital.
Go buy Blizzard.
Hold up your signs and tell everybody how much money we raised. Woo! $5,800 we're giving away diamond cross necklaces. You want to help us draw? Okay. Draw a card and Beckett draws a card, yep? That says Meg Evans. That's Emma's mom. You know what that says? Natalie Mathis. Woo! Joni. That's Aunt Joni! Woo! Gloria Kelly! Woohoo! Just pick one. Aunt Joni, you're winning a bunch and you've already won. Anna Stone. Yay!
Hi, I'm Brandy, and I would like to invite you to experience our newly renovated mammography suite at the Fairview Park Hospital Breast Center. Our breast center has its own dedicated entrance with a relaxing boutique-like waiting area. You can make your appointment online anytime at fairviewparkhospital.com or by calling 478-274-3919. Most appointments take 30 minutes or less, and we will have your results back to your doctor within 24 hours.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably money or loans. Maybe it's vaults and safe deposit boxes or big wooden desk. The problem is, these are all just things, and a bank is not a collection of things. A bank is a collection of stories. Stories of friendship and family, of community and fellowship. But what makes a story a good one? At Morris Bank, we see stories unfold every day. And for us, a story is good when there's someone to root for, to celebrate their wins, and to walk with them through their setbacks. What I mean is, a good story needs a hero. Like when after years of saving and months of searching, a young couple finds the perfect place to start their family. Or when a cornerstone of the community, after years of success, decides that it's time to expand their reach and to grow into the future. Since 1954, we've been witness to the story of Middle and South Georgia, turning a new page with every goal accomplished and dream secured. If you've been around long enough, you've heard one of us say, it pays to bank blue. Why? Well, if we've learned anything through all those years, it's that the hero of our story is you. Every win, every celebration, every home bought, every business open, every dream secured has been your story. We've just had a front row seat, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. I'm still talking to Natalie Curry. We're at Smith Jewelers, and you've been looking as we talk today some of the beautiful product that's on these shelves, and you got to see them in person. You know, television can't do it justice. I can tell you. I was looking at it through the camera. So, walking in, I've walked in here many times, and your staff is, I'd say, second to none. That's my words, but. I come in this morning, one of the young girls out there blowing the sidewalk off, and she even, her dress matches the blower. So you look at all things, don't you? You just have to have
It's always on brand.
Yeah, that's right. So you got different blowers. You got a pink one, a green one.
Yeah, I know, depending on the day, whatever Braylon's wearing that morning.
That's right. See, that's really loving your employees. So talk about your staff.
So we do. I'm blessed with the very best team. I'm so thankful. So we have some legends like Miss Catherine and Teresa, who I say I inherited when I bought the business because they've been here 20 plus years and they keep us in line. But we also have some new employees. We have high school students, college students, and then some team members that have joined us over the years. And I really, like you said, I think they're the best. I'm so thankful for them. And they all know their strong suits, and we all kind of just work together. But at the end of the day, we're a family, and we love each other, and we have a lot of fun. Yeah. We have a lot of fun, but we work hard. Yeah,
I can tell. A lot, watching you open, you wasn't here, but your staff open and all the little things, and hearing the elders of the patriarch.
Yes.
You know, this got to be turned this way, this got to be turned that way. It's marketing down to a T.
Yes.
So you mentioned scoops a while ago. We got some really cool, looks like ice cream would fit perfectly in there, or popcorn or whatever. So we really do have something for everybody. Yeah. Before we close, anything you want to add?
I would say one thing we didn't talk about, but we are online, and so that was one thing that Miss Jackie, since her ownership, I've brought us up, on e-commerce platform. And so if you are not local, if you're not in the area, we would love to see your name pop up, and we're shipping every same day. So if you order something, we are not like, that is truly shopping local, because we are not like, the big box stores that take a moment, might get lost, which, we ship everything UPS, so we hope it doesn't get lost.
That's right.
But, we are shipping same day, and again, that's my team. They're getting it out. They're seeing those orders come through, and they get them out first thing in the morning if they came in overnight. But we've seen tremendous growth outside of Dublin. So we're sending little pieces of Dublin throughout the country. But if you're not local, we'd love to see you online, because we are shipping same day.
That's good. And even though we hadn't talked about it, you've seen throughout the show the website pop up. So I hope you wrote that down. If not, we'll give you just a second before we close. Grab a pen and jot that down. Now, you have a... I know at the antique fair you always have something there. I think we talked out there, but Rachel and I were there. But you do things throughout the year, trunk shows or different things. Talk about that before we close.
Yeah, so we have fine jewelry trunk shows, we have fashion jewelry trunk shows, we do different things with different designers. We are doing a buying event coming up, which we've never done before. So if you have jewelry, silver, handbags. We are doing a buying event on August 13th through the 15th, which we've never done before. But gold that you want to get rid of, you can come sell your gold. They pay you that day. So it's a company that does this nationwide, and they're coming in for 3 days. So that's on our website too. And then we have a lot of trunk shows coming up this fall with fine jewelers, with Julie Voss, which is one of our fashion lines. But I try to bring in, that way it allows, something that we may not stock, but you're looking for a particular piece. It's going to come in with that because we're getting a variety that may not be, as traditional as Dublin, but something that you want to see. And it gives us an opportunity to showcase the entire lines of the brands that we carry here in store.
Yeah, and some one-of-a-kind pieces.
Correct.
I know at the antique fair, the gentleman you had with you, super nice guy, and we were talking, filming the things, and some of it was one of a kind.
Yep.
So that is really knowing you're going to be wearing this piece, things he had. And you're not going to see nobody at the theater with that piece
Well,
on.
and that's something that's really important to me too, is when buying fine jewelry, a statement cocktail ring, we're not going to buy that again. And a big box store is going to buy it again and again. And I've even had vendors say, well, you sold it, buy another one. I said, that's not how we operate.
No.
So we do have a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces. And Louis Mazza, which is also a family business, over 100 years old too. That's the Mazza company that you were mentioning. And he'll be back, if not for Antique Fair, he'll be back this fall.
Good. Yeah, incredible stuff he had. So, and I'm sure you did good. But
Yes.
Natalie, thank you. I know you're busy, but thank you for
Well, thanks
sitting
for
down.
being here. It's an honor.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
Well, thank you so much. And back again, no matter how you're watching us, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or sitting there like me and watching it on the TV, no matter how you're watching, thank you so much for joining us today.